Hello there, dear friends, and welcome once again to the Relaxed Fantasy Review. Today, we're going to be talking about spellcasting, and we're going to be talking about bardic magic. We're going to be talking about second level spells. Bards get access to their second level spells when they reach third level, so this is a pivotal point in a bard's career. They're choosing their subclass, they're getting their second level spells, and they have quite a good selection to pick from. I've narrowed it down to my personal top 5. So here's what I'd recommend for most bards to consider for their spell choices. Starting off at number 5, we have Heat Metal. Heat Metal is a concentration spell. You cast it on a metal item. This metal item becomes red hot. If a creature is in contact with the item, such as a weapon, they take 2d8 damage, and then they have to make a Constitution saving throw. Notice that the damage is automatic. If they succeed on the Constitution saving throw, they can hang on to the item, but they'll take damage every turn and have to repeat the saving throw. On the flip side, if this is attached to a creature's armor, say if it's wearing plate or something, then they take the damage, and whether they make the save or not, it doesn't matter because they can't drop the item. So you can literally cook an enemy alive, and as long as you maintain concentration, that damage is automatic. This is a fantastic spell as long as they're wearing metal. Anyone wearing leathers, hide armor, padded armor, or no armor, maybe it's a creature, a monstrosity, a beast, whatever. This doesn't do a whole lot, but it can also be handy for disarming creatures if they're using metal weapons, and most weapons have a metal component to them. Or heck, you use it on a spellcaster if they're wearing a metal ring or something. It's good overall. Now, at number 4, we have the only technical attack, because heat metal is not technically an attack, even though it damages. We have the Shatter spell. This is like an AoE that does thunder damage. You have a 10-foot radius, you set off this effect, and this high-pitched sound happens, high enough to shatter glass. Creatures have to make a Constitution saving throw, and they take 3d8 damage on a fail, or half on a success. And it's just a good AoE that encompasses a decent little space. And yeah, Shatter's just a good attack. And it's thunder damage, which is rarely resisted, so, bonus there. Then at number 3, we have Hold Person, the control spell. You cast this on a creature, they make a wisdom save, and if they fail the save, they can't move. They're paralyzed. The paralysis condition technically means they can't take actions or reactions, they cannot move, they cannot speak, they automatically fail any strength or dex saving throws, attacks against them have advantage, and melee attacks automatically crits. So this is a great condition. Creature gets to make a save at the end of every turn to resist the effects, but just one turn of being paralyzed is absolutely debilitating. So Hold Person is great for battlefield, and it can be a great intimidation tactic. You paralyze someone, they can't speak, they can't move, and then you can just kind of scare them. And it's great for a bard who's trying to be an intimidator or who's trying to just control the battlefield. Now, at number 2, we have possibly one of the most powerful social spells, especially at these low levels, Suggestion. This is how Suggestion works. You cast the spell. The creature makes a wisdom save. If they fail the saving throw, you get to suggest a course of action. You get about a sentence or two to describe a basic kind of thing they have to do. If the creature would be harmed automatically by doing this thing, such as hurting themselves or jumping off a cliff or whatever, then the spell just fails automatically. But other than that, you can very much tell them to do whatever you want. The book says that it doesn't have to be reasonable necessarily. It just has to be not suicidal. You could suggest a guard, go and give all his gold to the first homeless person he sees. Or you could suggest a bandit just, drop his weapon and go home. Because it turns out that will work if they fail their save. They will then spend the next hour doing the thing that you wanted them to do. It does require concentration, but as long as you concentrate on it, they'll just do the thing. And the other thing is that when the spell ends, unlike Charm Person, the creature doesn't know they were charmed. They just believe that they wanted to do that thing. They had a sudden change of heart, and they did it. So this is a great way to mess with characters in D&D. And yeah, it's a not quite mind control, but it's pretty dang close. And it's a very, very potent spell. Only beaten out by the number 1 spell on this list. Invisibility. Invisibility is such a potent and powerful thing. The invisibility in this 2nd level spell lasts for 1 hour, and you are invisible as long as you don't attack or cast another spell. So you can go through doors, you can walk through, people, and you can even take attacks as long as you don't attack back, and you'll stay invisible. It's great for stealthing, it's great for infiltration, it's great for hiding. You can use it in combat, because being invisible does grant you advantage. So it's great for like an opening round, for an ambush or something. I wouldn't necessarily use it over and over in combat, because it doesn't, it takes an action and such. But very few problems, very few situations in D&D can't be solved, or at least assisted, by someone being invisible. That's just really powerful. And it's a 3rd level spell, or sorry, a 2nd level spell that you get at 3rd level. So it's very, very low tiers of play. You just be invisible. And that's so nice and so helpful. And I think that nothing compares to invisibility, and I give it the number 1 spot for the Bard. This has been the Relaxed Fantasy Review. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe down below, and keep your eyes peeled for more spellcasting review coming down the line soon. Have a good one, my friends.